Okie dokie, here we are in my trailer in my mini kitchen. I'm gonna try a new recipe today that I've been thinking about. So I make juice for myself most mornings, and I've got all this carrot fiber goodness that I've just been like throwing out in the garden because, you know, juice. So I thought I would like mix it into some pancakes and see how that goes. So we're gonna make a little breakfast this morning. All right, so I'm gonna start with normally I have some wet ingredients separate from the dry ingredients, and then I mix them all together. But I only have one bowl, so I'm gonna figure out how to do this way. You guys get to see me not knowing what I'm doing. Spider, this is hot. Not for cats. Okay, I got some butter in here. I'm gonna melt it. So I'm not measuring anything. I'm just kind of eyeballing everything based upon like one stick of butter. I'm actually taking the recipe for pancakes from Goldie's because I got it memorized now. And I'm breaking it down. So it's like 2 pounds of butter, but I'm only using 1, which is like 1/8. Okay, so I'm breaking this down to about 1/8 of a recipe. Eyeballing the whole time. Good. All right, some milk. Gotta have some buttermilk. That's how you make the best buttermilk pancakes. Pour some of that in there. Okay, I'm gonna put these away. And get my whisk. Okay, so the butter's like, needs a minute to melt. So I'm gonna start mixing things in here. I'm gonna do the carrots. Whoa, that was a lot. We got a drip going on here. Yeah, leaky trailer. You know, it's not perfect yet. A leaf. Yeah. Alright. Chunks. No. Sometimes a whisk is not what you need. I'm gonna put it there. Silicone spatulas. My very most favorite kitchen tool. Yeah. Alright, get all this stuff. Oh, there's another leaf. Okay. I tried really hard to like separate my juice stuff. Just like have the carrots next to, like not mixed with the other stuff. Because normally like when you're making juice, you just like mix, you know, like carrots and oranges with the rind on and like the greens, and then you have this big mess. But for this recipe, I separated the carrots. Okay, that's a lot of carrot that fell in there. I maybe put too much, but we're gonna make it work out. Okay, so, oh, butter, what are you doing, butter? Ooh, a little hot, a little too hot. Boiling my butter. Turn it down a lot more. I basically like to make the flame like the tiniest that it can be and still be on. Okay. So now I'm gonna stick this super hot butter in this cold mix, and it's gonna work out fine because it is. Ooh, that's gonna like flavor up the carrots like butter before I mix everything in. That's great. Also, it's seasoning up my pan, and my pan is nice and warm for me to cook my pancakes in. Get all the butter. Okay, not all the butter, but you know, most of it. Because I don't really want it to like brown in there. Alright, so gonna mix that up. Oh, there's a giant chunk of carrot. I mean, that would probably taste okay, but I'm gonna take it out. Because really, I'm going for texture here. I don't want these big chunks where, you know? Alright, this is part of experimenting with food. There we go. Okay, got the chunks out. No carrot chunks. We just want carrot teeny tiny shreds. Alright. I'm gonna put in some flour. About a cup. I'm using this instead of sugar. It says on the back it's like 1-to-1 replacement. This is coconut sugar. It's better on like the glycemic thing. It's not super bad for you. Less processed. Well, it's still, I don't know about the process of it really. But, you know, you gotta add some more sweetness to it so it's delicious. We're also gonna add syrup to it. And blueberries. Okay, one more thing. We need some baking powder to make it poof. And I'm just gonna go with a giant scoop. Good. Okay. Now, here's the trick to really good pancakes. Is to not over mix it, which is why you're supposed to start in 2 separate bowls, because actually you want your powder stuff, your dry stuff, to be very well mixed, very well integrated, and then you want your wet stuff all mixed and very well integrated, and then you want to put it all together and then barely mix it. But I kind of screwed that up because now we're gonna have like 1 spot of baking powder. Anyways, whatever. Alright, weird goo. I think I got enough of everything in there. My pan's nice and hot. I kind of wish it was more wet. I'm gonna add more milk. You know, it can't be like thick. It doesn't spread out into pancakes if it's thick. You have to shape it. I don't want to do all the shaping. I'm going to add more buttermilk. Because liquid. Now this is going to be super overmixed. Oh well. This is part of experimenting with food. Okay, so obviously I put like way less flour than you would normally put in pancakes because the carrot is also like starchy. It's kind of like the starchy replacement, but I still wanted sunflower because I want the effects of the gluten. Gluten's, you know, it gets a bad rap, but like it does amazing things. So sticky and gluey. All right, so this is more gooey now. More satisfied. All right, we're just gonna go for it. Pancakes, it's best to cook on a lower temperature. You want it like a slow and steady because you want it to like cook through. Not like burn the outside before the inside's done. Okay. Got those in there. And now for the magical ingredients. Blueberries. I love blueberry pancakes. Okay, I'm gonna let those cook. And you know what? I like to put the lid on a lot of things, but maybe this not. Don't put a lid on this thing. Just let it sit and let it cook. And then we wait. And this is where I wish I had another pan and another fire so I could cook my eggs and my spinach that are gonna go with my breakfast. But this is all I have. Tiny kitchen. Tiny house, actually. My whole house is an enclosed 6x10 trailer. I cut in a window a couple weeks ago. It works pretty good. We'll see how it goes traveling. So far it's traveled pretty good, but I have a little window. Can like do service. Be like, oh, here, what would you like? Ugh, but it's cold outside. Ugh, ugh. Ugh. Wait. Yeah. Gotta get it just right. It's not right. It's tricky. Oh, it's still not right. I don't know why it's hard. Anyways, it works. I got the window from Second Chance. It's like a recycled window for $40. Yep, pretty good. Okay, so pancakes are cooking. Well, gotta eat something while you're waiting for breakfast. Might as well show you the rest of my kitchen while we're waiting on these little babies. Back here, I got a soup cauldron, and it works off electricity, and that's my fruit bowl. See, got a ladle. Pretty soon I'm gonna have solar on top of here, enough to support a couple of electrical devices, the soup cauldron being one of them. It works pretty good. There's just this pan, like, oops, sorry spider. It's nice and deep. Underneath you put water, and it's got 12 settings. That's nice. That's what a crock pot doesn't have. Crock pot has 2 or 3, warm, low, and high. And high always burns everything, and low doesn't quite do the job, and warm isn't hot enough. So this is cool because it's got 12 settings. So I'm happy about that. And the nice thing about it is I don't have to cook soup in it. I can cook other things. Basically, it's like having a double boiler, and then I don't scorch stuff. So I made a strawberry cream spinach in it the other day. The first batch, well, it went bad. Because, first of all, I was cooking it, and I put everything in it, and then I had to go for a while, so I turned it not too high, and I got back and it like wasn't cooked enough. So then I cranked it up, and I left again for a small time, and I came back, and it was too hot, and all of the milk solids broke, which basically means they separated. There's these little curdly bits and then watery bits, and you can't get it to go back together once you break it. It was very sad. So I threw that all out in the garden, and I tried again, and I got it right, and it was delicious. I mean, it was pretty delicious. I'm still working on these things here. Okay, I'm gonna check on these pancakes. Oh, they're getting poofy. That means the baking powder's worked. That's good. Oh, it's still pretty gooey. I think I'm gonna crank up the heat. No, it's not good to lick your spatula and then cook food for people and serve it. I just did that. But this is for me today. All right. Turn it up a little bit. Now we're doing stuff. These puppies are gonna be ready real soon. Okay. So I'm still figuring out my kitchen. Like, I just barely got this put together. I put the counter in yesterday, or the day before. And I put all of these things in here. I locked this down with some bungee cords to this rack that is like screwed to the wall. Eventually the plants aren't gonna live there. They're gonna live like in a thing so they can like drift into each other. Maybe, if I can figure that out. Oh, it smells good. So I don't quite know where all my tools go. Like, where do I put the things that I've used? Like, what do I do with this now? I guess I have to wash it. I don't have a sink. See, this is where I need to be connected to like another kitchen so I can do stuff like that. But also I need like a spot. Maybe like a cup of water. Yeah, that's perfect. My water. I've got a 5-gallon jug of water, like the big blue things. Water. This washes it. Perfect. Mini sink. So I got a 5-gallon jug, and then my friends gave me this thing that's like a little water pump that you put over the top, and it's got a tube down in it, and it's a little pump, and it's battery ran, and you can just plug it in to recharge it, and it works great. I hardly have to recharge it. So that's a great find for van life. Okay, this goes over here. Spoon. I need like a spot for spoon to live. Not back in the clean spoons, but in like the used utensil place. I'm just gonna use a bazillion of these cups until I figure something out. Oh, I smell it. We went too far. Okay, turn it down. Turn it down. I wonder if I could just. Nope. Flip. Yeah. Flip. Flip. Oh yeah, that one looks okay. They're a little burny, but that's okay. Because nobody's gonna try it, just me today. I'm the type of person that has to learn the hard way. I have to mess up a time or two in order to know how to get it really, like, right. Okay. I'm gonna let those go a little longer. No, there's some car outside honking like crazy. Okay, what am I gonna do to cook my spinach and eggs? I gotta get some butter. the other trick to living in a teeny tiny house is you have to be very organized all the time. You have to put everything back in its place constantly so that you can maneuver around and get the things. Not ready yet. You know, I was at the store and I was like, do I really need plastic knives? I got plastic forks, I got plastic spoons. Do I really need plastic knives? Just trying to like reduce and not have so many things. In this moment, I'm like, I need a butter knife though. That's right, I've got this knife. I just use this knife all the time for all the things. Okay. My phone's telling me it's gonna die. 10%! I can't keep recording. Yes, you can, phone. You can keep going. Oh, man. Oh, man. I almost want to pull it off, but I'm not sure if it's done. I'm gonna pull the smallest one off and test it, and then I can start cooking my stuff next to it. Ooh, it looks good. Okay, I'll put that in there. Take a little butter. And put that there. And move these around. There we go. I'm kind of on an incline where I'm parked. I could like adjust it to level it. That would be nice. I'll probably do that next time. But because I'm not level, like all of the stuff is running to this side of the pan. So I'm just gonna take advantage of that. Rather than fighting it, I'm gonna utilize it. Catch my eggs. Oops, broke that one. That one's good. Doesn't matter if the eggs break. It doesn't matter. You can still eat them. Alright, those are cooking. Something I like to do with eggs to make them cook faster, especially the whites, is I just like break up the whites a little. You know, I don't care about the yolk. I want the yolk actually runny if I can, but I want the whites cooked through, so break that up. Okay, let those pancakes think about what they're doing. I'm gonna try this one. Okay, well, it's still a little gooey. Still a lot gooey. And the flavor the blueberry part's good. The flavor of the other part's not very strong. Mainly, my body is desiring like sugar. Like, where's the sweet? But I don't want to put too much sweet in it. It's delicious. Okay. Okay, so one of these pancakes, I'm going to pull it out. Oh yeah, and I'm going to leave that one cooking for a little longer for the sake of science. And we're going to start cooking some spinach. Because, honestly, a good breakfast is not complete without grains. There we go. Ooh, yes. Okay. throw the lid on it and utilize the steam coming up from the spinach to finish off the eggs rather than flipping them. I'm just gonna like steam the top of them, and then it's kind of like a basted egg. And who knows, maybe the steam will help finish the pancakes. The pancake. Because I'm so impatient, I have to check this one out too. Yeah, it's still kind of gooey. It's probably going to be gooey because the main part of it is carrot, is like wet carrot. Like, how am I going to get that to dry out the way that flour dries out? Probably have to cook low and slower for longer. But it tastes good, and we put wet stuff all over the top of it anyways, so does it really matter? I don't know. It kind of does. We kind of have this like idea of pancakes being like a baked, like a dry thing. Okay, that didn't take long. Totally basted my egg. Or eggs, but the one that's, you know, not broken, it's normal. Alright, stir this up. Get in that butter. Get the spinach buttery. Alright, I'm calling it good. We're gonna go this guy. Oops, that's a little dark. Pull these eggs out here. Those there. That there. Turn that off. And a little pat of butter on top of the pancakes. Maybe 2 pats, because that one's kind of small. Get off of my knife. Melt off. Okay, just do that. And then I got some syrup. I like to get the real kind. I made sure I read the ingredients. Ingredient: maple syrup. Perfect. I feel like the other ones probably have a lot of cane sugar, and you know, cane sugar and I, we love each other, but I'm breaking up with them. Oops, got on my eggs. Okay, okay, here we go. Breakfast is ready. Carrot blueberry pancakes with eggs and spinach. All the nutrition you need to make for a great day. See you guys next time.